I'm Chip Z'Nuff, and this is Crazy Road Stories. No, it isn't. This is tour stories. That's what I do. I tell the truth. I'm very transparent on everything that goes on in my life, and some of the greatest moments, you can't write these down. You just got to remember them, okay? It's all about mind memory, and I'll tell you, March 8th of 1975, first show, got permission from my parents, still in high school, to go see Queen in concert, the original Queen. That's right, Freddie Mercury, Brian May, John Deacon, and Roger Meadows Taylor. The opening act was Kansas. Place holds about 4,500 people. The Aragon Ballroom, beautiful place, historical. Opened, I think, in 1926. It was a ballroom, and then later on it was an ice skating rink, and they just kept moving around, evolving until it turned into a rock venue. Kansas was the first band that was on stage. They weren't very flamboyant or colorful, but man, they had great songs and wonderful musicianship, almost like prog rock. Steve Walsh's pipes were incredible. And the next band that came out was Frank Marino's Mahogany Rush. And I remember, one thing I remember about that show was Frank Marino coming out for the encore. I couldn't believe it that a support band would get an encore back then. Didn't know much about concerts, to be honest with you, but I know that once you play the show, that's over and the next band comes on. But they came back out and did the Star Spangled Banner, and the place went up for grabs. The whole venue was almost like seating. It was set up where it was like where people were like brought little seats with them to the show. It wasn't set up where it was a normal concert where you had general admission where people would just stand up in front of the stage, or would have seating that would be across and you would go to your number where you would sit. It was almost like picnic seats. It was something I've never seen before. It was absolutely incredible. And then Queen came out. They opened, it was the Sheer Heart Attack album, and they had a hit song on there with Killer Queen, but they didn't play that song in the set for some reason, or I don't recall that track. I remember they came out and they opened with Procession, and then Now I'm Here was, I think, the first song, and Ogre Battle. They were playing the stuff from the early Queen records, Keep Yourself Alive. Ogre Battle's off of Queen 2, as a matter of fact. Brian May, fantastic, had the guitar his father built. Fans were going crazy, throwing tons of pot at the stage. It was really incredible that I seen people throwing drugs at the band, just to show their appreciation for coming to Chicago, because it's a band from across the pond. And Freddie Mercury, just a great show. You could tell he was just a wonderful frontman who had a great sense of balance, and really colorful and flamboyant, painted fingernails, and the band was on fire too. They're just, you could tell it was a fine-tuned, oiled machine. They played for about an hour and a half. At the end of the show, me and my friend Billy Fawcett, who used to work with Cheap Trick, we were in the backstage area. We were waiting for the bands to come out, and there was a car that was back there going to take the guys back to their hotel room, wherever they were going to go. I didn't see any tour buses back there, which was kind of surprising. And Brian came out first and waved to everybody, and we were like, oh man, how cool. Well, Brian May took time out to wave to the 20 fans that were hanging out in the alleyway waiting to say hi to the band, thank them for coming out to Chicago. And then Freddie came out and gave us all the peace sign. We thought that was pretty cool. And a couple of people actually followed the car to go wherever they were going to. We just talked about it to this day. One of the highlights of my life, going to see rock concerts. Kansas, Mahogany Rush, Queen, all in one room. It was $5.50, folks, to go see it. It was in a terrible part on Lawrence Avenue in Chicago, where it's bums and prostitutions and all kinds of promiscuity and just bad stuff that was happening out there. And we somehow navigated that. We were able to get through it. And boy, what a great memory. And it started off my career. That was one of the things that was one of the bullet points in my life, was going to see a concert like that. And it showed me that bands can come through and play shows, and then the next day we're able to do the same thing again, and over and over and over in repetition, wash, rinse, repeat. That's what I do every single day when I'm on the road. And I look to Queen to this day, who are still out there playing shows and selling out everywhere, as one of my favorite inspirations when it comes to playing hard rock and heavy metal. This is a career that you can make, and it's not for everybody, but as Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick told me one day, he goes, Chip, we're not all built to do this, but the ones that are, go out and do it. See your favorite bands. That's what I do at the end of the day. Support them, because that's so important to keep things moving and keep that needle across the turntable. And I wish everybody well out there. I got more road stories too, but some of them are unprintable. I really can't tell you a lot about them, but maybe one day I will. Thanks.